Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I am Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of Ninth Life by Stark Holborn. This is a book coming out July 23rd, 2024 from Titan Books. I received this arc from NetGalley in exchange for a fair review. An exhilarating finale to a fantastic trilogy, Ninth Life is as bold and unflinching as its main character. Before I get into this review, this is book 3 of a series. These books do not stand alone, so please do check out 10 Low before watching this video. You will not regret it. I love this book. I've got it up there. You can see it. So anyway, what is this book about? After 40 years of wreaking havoc across the galaxy, the outlaw Nine Lives, aka former General Gabriela Ortiz, has finally run out of lives. Shot down into a backwater at the system's edge, she is rescued by Deputy Air Marshal Have Mercy Gray. Have is a true soul, trying to uphold what is right in the heedless wastes. Have is determined to see justice done, and Have could sure use that 20 million bounty. But escorting the most dangerous fugitive in the system across the stars is no easy task, especially when decades of fire and destruction are catching up with her, and every gut spill with a pistol wants that payday. So when Ortiz offers a deal to keep them both alive as long as Have listens to the stories of her lives, Have can't refuse. There's just one catch. Everywhere they go, during every brawl and gunfight and explosive escape, people say the same thing. Don't let her talk. What's really cool about this novel is how it's told. We have a researcher convinced Gabby is still alive, recounting the clues that they found to prove this. Have Mercy's story of when they rescued Gabby, and which is written in second person, directed at Gabby, not at the reader, wherein there are long sections where Gabby recounts things to Have, and there's also some random ads and clippings and things here and there too. So it's very kind of found text in a way, but not in the sense of like House of Leaves is. It's just kind of fun. When it comes to the second person, I find in general second person is either done really awfully or really well. There's no in between for me. This is one of the ones that is done very well. You understand why it's told this way, as it's kind of like a confession, and the way it's done is very immersive and very fun. The story moves in chronological order in 2 streams, if that makes sense. So basically it feels kind of like the researcher has pieced together all the parts of the story for us in chronological order, so we're experiencing Gabby's story at the same time they are. In a way, this leaves Gabby as lofty and interesting a character as she's always been, because so much of her story is how others see her. Because the other stream is obviously Have's story, and that is also a perspective of Gabby. Gabby has always been my favorite character in the series, so this book based on her was such a joy to read. She's just a consummate badass. She's just super cool. Have Mercy is an interesting character as well, because they're conflicted, and we aren't entirely sure why they make the choices they do, until the end. There's a big, if not an aha moment, but definitely an oh, I see moment in this that was really very, very well done, because you aren't really expecting it. The other characters are fun, though we only get to see the gals from Factus for a little bit. One thing I thought was great about not just this book but the whole series is how it reverses the tired sci-fi trope of there being like 1 or 2 women and everyone else is a dude. This book is like 95% women and a few dudes sprinkled here and there, as well as a few non-binary people. It's also very queer positive, but unlike a lot of queer novels that tend towards the cozy, I find, this book is rough and raw and violent. The action scenes in this book are as exciting as in the other 2 books, meaning they are just amazingly exciting. They're so much fun. There's even a boat chase scene, which I was not expecting and absolutely loved, given how much I love boats. Gabby is put through the ringer, both physically and mentally, yet her fortitude and strength never waver. As I said before, she's a badass. The novel also touches on the power of sharing stories, on listening to other people, on listening to women. Gabby, in telling her stories, tends to convince people to take her side. Of course, the powers that be are telling everyone not to let her speak, which is clearly because she tells truth to power in a way, and she also doesn't sugarcoat things or deny her own choices that often got other people hurt. In this way, she's very genuine and also very likable because she owns kind of her own mistakes and her own choices. The novel also explains more fully what the ifs are, which are beings from the first 2 books, obviously, and how they work. I'd love to go back and reread Tenlo now that I understand that more, because that was one thing about the first book that I got it, but I didn't like get it, and I think now I understand it a lot more. And I think that's kind of the point, is that you're understanding this as you go along. So that was fun. The novel also, despite spreading to different planets and places than Factus, still retains its gritty, isolated Western feel. It's different from Tenlo, but not disparate. It simply expands on the world building created in Tenlo and makes the stakes higher for both Gabby and Hav, as well as everyone, who's part of this galaxy, based on the kind of socio-political galactic aspects of who is in control of what. Overall, if you love sci-fi western and you loved both Tenlo and Hell's 8, yes, this book is just as great as those two. This is a series that should be getting way more attention because it's so cool. It's fantastic and I absolutely love it. So thank you again to the publishers for the e-arc. I really appreciate it and definitely check this book out.